The Porsche curves, 1 minute 40 remaining. This is too long.
And he can't slow it because he's got the Peugeot only 16 seconds behind him. He can't take that risk.
He's going to have to go for the final lap. They will have worked on the fuel. They will have known how many laps they might have to do, and they will have fueled for that at Audi. They do not make those kind of mistakes. Through the Ford chicane, a minute remains in the 2011 24 Hours of Le Mans as he crosses the line, and we are now in the last minute of the 24 hours. On to the last lap goes the Audi of Andre Lotterer. Coming up behind him, Lotterer doing a 3 minute 30.5, barely any slower than he's done in the last hour, so he knew he was not going to get inside the time. We are on the last lap of Le Mans 2011, and the gap 15.5 seconds. Pagenaud took a second and a half out of Lotterer on that lap, and that would have been in traffic.
All that traffic down to Indianapolis, exactly right. So it's not going to make any difference now, as long as Lotterer can keep this car going to the finish. Pagenaud can do the same. They're also looking at Tim Greaves' Zytek car heading for that win, and a double win for Corvette in the 2 GT classes.
And what a finish for Corvette. This will be absolutely awesome. What I've seen is just such a tight battle all the way, and here we see the 2 Corvette cars in formation getting ready to take the checkered flag together, with number 2 car coming around as well, just flashing those lights, hoping that they see him and they realize that the race isn't over yet. I'm sure they will, because these guys are top professionals.
Oh yeah, everybody's engineers will be on the radio going, last lap, the Audi's coming, the Audi's coming. He goes by the GT Pro winning CompuWare Corvette, the 73 car with Antonio Garcia at the wheel. In front of him is the Labra competition car that is leading the GT Am class as he goes by, and the time has run out now on the clock, but on the big clock over the start-finish line, a slight disagreement there. We're in France, I think we'll let that slide.
Now, last year we saw all 3 Audis coming in formation into the finish. Sadly, this year the one lone Audi flying the flag for all of them. But he's still held it together. It looks like they've still managed to win the 24 Hours of Le Mans despite the 2 enormous accidents we saw earlier.
Of course, the clock at the finish line, well spotted, everybody was counting up after counting down to 24 hours. Yes, well, yes, I can't spot these things very easily. Japanese flags flying potentially for Shinji Nakano. There is our LMP1 leader going by our LMP2 leader. So that is the car of Olivier Lombard, the young Frenchman who's going to slot in behind the Audi. He'll be some way behind at the line, because don't forget, the Audi is still in a pucker race. 13 seconds at Mulsanne, at the start of the chicane was the gap between the Audi and the Peugeot. The Peugeot is closing hard. The Audi can afford to take no more chances and give away no more time.
And Dr. Ulrich still looking very stressed in their pit box. You know, we're down to the absolute last couple of corners of 24 hours, and still he's not believing it's over until he crosses the checkered flag, rightly so.
Well, Wolfgang Ulrich may well have trained marksmen aiming at all the lead commentators up here to make sure that we don't curse this race, because for them it has been such a difficult race. 2 enormous accidents, both of which were shown live, and we genuinely thought that we were going to be in danger of losing drivers at the very least in both of those races. And so from the roller coaster of those despairing moments to what in a minute or so is going to be utter jubilation, and there's no question the floodgates are going to open for everybody in those garages. This has been such a tough race, and if you were a Hollywood scriptwriter, this is how you would write it, isn't it? The despair, the heartbreak, the humanity of the thing, and then in the end, the final minute of the final loop. Here is our race win for the car that started from pole position. It is victory for Audi number 2. Andre Lotterer takes the win in the 2011 Le Mans 24 Hours, and the margin of victory will be less than 15 seconds. Across the line comes Simon Pagenaud, who gave it everything and came up short after 24 blistering, heartbreaking, stunning, astonishing hours by 13 seconds. Unlucky 13 for Simon Pagenaud, but the jubilation, that is the relief of a 23-hour pressure cooker. An hour in, we thought that Audi had seen one of their drivers in a fatal accident. In the middle of the night, we thought for a second time that was the case. In both instances, it turned out that the drivers walked away from the wreckage, and now the only car that remained against the mitre Peugeot has somehow achieved the almost unimaginable of staying in the lead and winning at Le Mans.
We've seen the tears of agony for Dr. Ulrich and the whole team, and now the tears of joy. It's been the most emotional race for Audi I think we've seen in a very, very long time.
And unless I miss my guess, Andre Lotterer is going to have trouble seeing down the Mulsanne, because he was weeping as well, and why would you not?
So 13 participations and 10 wins now for Audi. That is unbeaten by anyone now. They're heading straight towards Porsche's 16 outright victories.
Well, remarkable scenes. It has been quite a remarkable race. Not exactly the closest finish ever recorded, but that may well be the tightest podium, the tightest top four, and certainly, in my memory, the hardest race that anybody has had to win. We've had cars expire, spill out all their water on the beginning of the last lap, and somehow crawl through 8.5 miles with nothing left to give. Shinji Nakano, whose car blew up on the penultimate lap, has just crossed the line, and the last lap time for him, a 4:18. He is in. He has done it. Our GT classes won by Corvette. Antonio Garcia taking the 73 car across the line to victory, and Gabriele Gardel bringing car number 60 to the amateur class win. And for British fans, a big celebration for the tiny Greaves Motorsport team, née Brooke Laddie. The team have been coming here with their team building up their experience and their ability, and they have claimed the LMP2 win. Doors open in relief and salutation between two really great gladiatorial adversaries. Andre Lotterer, the winner for Audi, Simon Pagenaud, the second place finisher for Peugeot. In this race, I think it would be hard to call anybody in second place a loser.
And Liz, without upsetting you, Shinji Nakano 9:14.
I read the wrong line.
No.
If they are going
I
to
think it's
be
within the race winner, though, isn't it?
if they're going to be strict in the rules, we've always been told in the regulations you must complete.
The team did a very great job. Andre, best lap in the race. Marcel did great. Engineer Lena, everyone. It's just the really team spirit and a really team win, you know. The atmosphere in the team is just great, and it's just helped to get the top.
En français, Benoît, parce que vous êtes d'Alençon, vous avez gagné juste à côté de chez vous. C'est une joie immense, j'imagine.
C'est vraiment super.
Really fantastic. Lots of emotion, says Benoit Treluyer. The local driver from Alençon, just 40 kilometers from Le Mans. Look at it. Look what it means.